Welcome back, all the business
Welcome back.
chats. We do have a lot of sort of just general business conversation that I think we just ended up almost running on into. So it's
Yeah,
you get a peek behind the curtain.
a lot to say, a lot more to say, but it felt like we had a little, it ebbs and flows. But this past week, there was a lot of stuff
Yeah.
happening. So lots of updates
Mm-hmm.
and hope you enjoy episode 9.
Ooh.
The other thing we wanted to talk about was the, the business being dissolved almost.
Mhm. Yeah.
Basically, I
Do you want
forget
to
how
read
much
out
we
the
spoke.
message we got?
Yeah,
Do you have it saved?
let's see. The Monzo message.
Yeah.
Was that
I
was who
love
it
that
was
it was
from?
from the bank as well. It wasn't even like from the
I know.
government that we found out about this.
Yeah. So basically, when I started this business, when I registered Honeycomb Studios for us, when we started this business, Honeycomb and Co Collective is the legal name.
Mhm.
I was just on a rampage about not having our addresses be public, which now makes no sense because they were public anyway, which I think I just didn't realize would be the case because we're both directors.
Mhm.
Um, so I tried to create a virtual address, and that seemed like it went fine. I Googled a few different virtual addresses for businesses, read a few different reviews, landed on one called VLot,
Mhm.
and then bought it, emailed them, got the address, submitted that to Company's House to be approved as the virtual address. And then at one point, what was the email that we got?
I'm trying to pull
I'm
it up.
trying to find it too.
Um,
Um, oh yeah, on on July 22nd, just passed,
mhm.
we wake up to this email.
Oh, I see.
Hello, Rose Lewis. Company's House have shared a First Gazette notice with us today telling us that Honeycomb and Co. Collective Limited is due to be dissolved. You can see this filing here. And this is from Monzo, mind you. So not actually from Company's House, but from our bank. And I remember opening it.
I was early in the morning when I saw it, and I was like, "Good morning!" Like I have yet to open my eyes.
Yep. And I read it and I was kind of like, damn. And then I messaged Layla. I think I had a screenshot of it. But I remember just being so grateful that you're my business partner because I messaged you and said, um, did you see the email from Monzo? And you just responded like, yep. There was no drama, no real, like, in a good way, sense of urgency around it. Whereas I felt kind of panicked and I felt like you were just
No,
like, we'll figure it out.
yeah,
And so then I had tried to submit, maybe the paperwork I had tried to submit was that paperwork. And it was, and they basically said, like, this isn't,
oh, the one that got bounced to me that I was
yeah,
talking to you about. Yeah.
basically said, this isn't legit. And then I'll show the email. So you'll have to watch this video if you want to see it. I'll post a screenshot of it too.
We'll put it in our dump of the episode because that was the thing we wanted to
Yes.
do as well. Episode dumps. I'll try and get on that.
Let me just find it because they actually have never responded to me since,
Oh,
which is
that's
hilarious. So I had a few email exchanges with this company where I had the virtual address that seemed a little weird. And one of them, when I submitted the address to Company's House, I had to have evidence that I had even purchased
hmm
this address. And what they sent me was just not, like, I asked them for evidence that I had purchased it, and this is literally what they sent me. Like, you can't really see it, but
Mm,
it doesn't,
I think you may have been
it
scammed,
it's
my dear.
not anything legit. But I was like, okay, sounds good. And then I emailed them and I said, "Hi, I tried to use this virtual address to register my company and it was rejected." Said a few other things about I was told why I was rejected. Could you please advise me on how I might be able to get
Mhm.
better information? And then this is what I got back.
Oh my God. So
I will look into this and get back to you, period.
yeah.
Like, come on. And then, of course, I never heard back from them.
Yeah. So when we were
So
saying that Rose thinks she may have been scammed, this was that scam.
that was the scam.
But
It
I mean,
was
what I will say
just,
is when oh, should I share? So then I ended up having to send through some documentation, and this is when Rose was in France, so I had to do it because I was here. And anyways, it was going to be under my address, so I would have had to write out those letters anyways. But when we got the news that and it's obviously you moved to the States. So I woke up earlier than you because just time difference. And I woke up to a
yeah.
message from Monzo and I want to find it. It was so funny. Um, just a quick note to confirm that we've heard from Companies House that Honeycomb and Co. Collective Limited is no longer due to be dissolved. You don't need to do anything. You can continue to use your account as normal. That was on the 30th of July. I messaged Rose and I was like, woke up to the best news ever this morning in all caps. And I sent it over
God.
to her. And I knew that, when she woke up, she would see it.
And I
So
knew worst case, we'd have to just register anew. Like it would have been fine,
what I
but
told my mom was literally there was nothing. It would have been just like a pain to do it, but we weren't actually going to lose out on anything.
no. And it would have, yeah, it would have just been a pain. That's exactly right. And honestly, it wasn't that annoying, but setting up that business account was just slightly
Hmm.
infuriating. Remember with like
The Monzo
confirming
one,
it was your
yeah,
identity and then getting it registered at business. And at one point, I remember just feeling like I was going in circles because I
yeah.
needed some address. And then I also needed information from the bank to get the address. And it was just going round and round and round. And so to get those emails and be like, oh my God, I
Hmm.
thought that I had done this right. And then
Yeah.
to not.
I think also because
Um,
we were away from one another, I don't know how, because there were some things where they needed us to be together to do. So that would have been tougher to get to. But what I had been telling my mom, because I was talking to her about it, I was like, ultimately, worst case, that account does get dissolved. It's not like we had money in it. Worst case, if we did, we could have taken the
exactly.
money out. Like it would just be almost like the time that was lost, but actual, like, there was nothing on pay. Like, there was nothing that we were going to really
No,
lose out on. And that's why I was also so chill because I was like, okay, worst case, we just do it all over again.
it would have
And
been
it's a
totally
lesson
fine.
and it's like a lesson that we learn from. Like everything in these beginning stages is just a chance to learn more. Um, and that is where my mom messaged me once she saw once you put in the I think we briefly said like, oh yeah, Rose thinks she got scammed, and you were like, I just jumped into something. My mom messaged me to say, tell Rose that I completely understand. I'm the same way. Like I will just like jump into something and just decide
Yeah.
then and there that I need to do it.
It's so funny now because, and I love your mom. I love the little comments that we get from her. She's the sweetest. It's so funny now because from the time when it was registered, nothing about it being registered has been required to
No.
do anything I mean, the bank account, and it's been useful to be able to make payments from that bank account and like
Mhm.
be really clean about it, but it wasn't necessary.
No.
And so I don't know why on that day in June when I
We
was
were just like
registering,
from the beginning, we're like, let's just get everything down. Because,
yeah,
like you're saying, even this bank account, technically, we could just be transferring money to each other or like having things individually. Although I
yeah,
much prefer having the joint account. I don't know how some people do it without because
yeah,
it's
I
just so
like the
much easier.
joint. It just makes it so easy to see exactly what has been spent.
And where our expenses are going to, anyways,
Yeah, exactly.
especially as we
Um,
start to pile on more like subscriptions
Subscriptions
to
and
things
stuff.
and business account and things like that.
Yeah.
Which the Buzzsprout one is supposed to go out again today because I put in money for it, but it didn't go out. Hmm. We shall see.
I think I still need to make a list of the different subscriptions that we have so we know.
It was
But
Buzzsprout, Riverside, Google,
Pilatesology.
or Pilates. I couldn't log into it. That's what I meant to tell you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the
I
details didn't
will
work.
Okay, I will check. I'll resend. Um yeah, because I want you to be able to see that.
Mhm. We should also
Okay.
probably in general catch up soon about where we are at with the videos. I have yet to film a single video.
I have not. I had it on my to-do list on Sunday.
Hmm.
I've blocked out time actually today and tomorrow to do it because now
Okay.
I have a room that is my designated office
Hmm.
slash workspace,
Nice.
and I'm going to record in there.
I meant to ask you, have we decided we want to um cue and speak while doing, or are we going to do it afterwards? That's what I mean.
I feel like it doesn't really matter, as in if one works better for you,
Yeah.
then do it afterwards. I Now that you say it, I do
Probably
feel
we do
like
it during is probably easier or better.
yeah, my like I think that it probably would be pretty easy to film it
Hmm.
and then talk over it, but I when I was staying at my uncle's house, he has like a Peloton, and so I was doing Peloton workouts, and they're all doing it while they're speaking and they're
Hmm.
out of breath and they're doing the workout, and sometimes they stop and they're still counting down a timer, and they don't even
Hmm.
have they do have like a bigger timer on the top that shows kind of like here's the warm up, here's the blah blah blah,
Hmm.
but they don't have a timer on the screen or anything. He's just looking at it on something, and it
Okay.
made me feel a lot better about like
Our
just
level of production.
filming it and doing
Yeah.
it. Like don't over for
Yeah.
myself, like don't over stress about it.
Mhm.
Um so yeah, I think I'm going to just film it
No, I have it
while
on my to-do
talking.
list also because I was just like, I also needed when my back was gone as well. I was like, okay, I cannot be doing intermediate advanced
Yeah.
exercises, but I meant to say for both of us. Also, with the amount of time we have until the website launches, which I feel is probably going to be pushed a little bit from where
Yeah,
we
I don't even
thought.
know what the coming soon page says.
Yeah,
Let me
neither. I
see.
remember it
I'm
was like
actually
somewhere in
curious.
September. But I meant to say if
It
we
says
don't
17
hit,
days.
oh yeah, that's not happening with respect to us and
That's
Nikki.
a little quick.
um, because we need Hex to go through fully before that part
Yeah.
of it is even launched. Like even if we launch Honeycomb without the Hex page, we
Yeah.
still yeah. So I meant to say to you as well, if you don't hit, because I remember we had our strict deadline. If you don't hit the amount of videos by that deadline, don't
Yeah.
stress.
Do you
Because also
think
I've been looking
that
in.
sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say I've been looking into it, and a lot of people launch without a backlog of videos. So I think if we have any videos going into it, we'll be good. I mean, obviously we'll
Yeah.
aim to get like as many as possible, but I wanted to say, especially because you had so much going on with like life and business, if you didn't hit
Yeah.
your 30 or however,
I
yeah,
also
that's
think
fine.
that once I start, I totally agree with that. I also think once I record one, I'll be like, okay,
Mhm.
it's just look getting
Oh
it
yeah,
going, getting it
I know.
started.
My thing is
Yeah.
also now though, whenever time I set aside time for the honeycomb stuff in general, I've been doing the studio stuff and it just feels like
Yeah.
it's never ending. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know because I'm trying to get that stuff done first because it'll be launched first. So I'm trying to
Yeah.
prioritize that. But
Yeah.
it's
Do
like
you
the thing
think
is
there's a
another thing.
world where Honeycomb gets launched and Hex can just say coming soon?
100%.
Because I feel like the Honeycomb stuff, like I have some feedback on what Nikki sent. I really like it in terms of like the simplicity.
Hmm.
And I know she needs to get like the Hex logo and all that figured out. But I'm like, yeah, could it that
I
could be
think if
soon.
I think if we that's why I've also been trying to give most of my time to the honeycomb stuff because it has been more likely to come out soon. So even if it
Yeah.
was a situation where like you're saying honeycomb launches and then hex is just a part of that is coming soon, I think that
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense because anyways the memberships are no longer dependent on one another, so you don't actually need one for the other.
Yeah.
And then once we have a bit, because I've started to get into this, because there's like a couple of major countries like the States and Canada that I want to have on that website before it launches.
Yeah.
So even if it just means any, or even if it means that, for example, we've got some more videos from you than me in the beginning and I just like catch up later on,
Yeah, yeah,
I think we
totally.
should do it
Yeah.
when it does. But I think we can be less strict to an extent about how many videos we have and when, because we'll
I
also have the
totally
live
agree.
stuff that will build
Yeah.
that.
There were a few things Nikki said. Well, first of all, did you have any
Oh yeah, yeah. Uh,
opinions on what my gosh, Kate sent the revisions? Because I think it's
yeah,
basically just like picking
yeah. No, I don't have
one
any
of
major. I looked at it briefly. Um, I
I I like the first or second one.
yeah, I agree. I think the first is my favorite.
I think the first is my favorite because the contrast is the strongest.
Hmm.
Whereas in the second one, I feel like it looks a little bit hazy.
Yeah.
So if you're cool with that, I might just email her back and be like, yeah, let's go with the first one.
Hmm. Yeah.
I mean, it can always be edited and changed later, but I kind of like that.
No, I like the font in the first one the best as
Yeah.
well. That
Yeah.
slightly heavier weight, because that was what I preferred as well on the first round.
Yeah.
But then she was like, "Oh, it needs to be like a bit longer just to fill up space." Um, oh,
Um,
she's saying middle. She
and
recommends the middle for clarity, but I like the top one more. I don't
I
know.
like the top one best as well. So we can just say that.
Just make it
And
clearer.
then there were a few things that um and again, like this can all be edited. It's just to like get it on there for now. There are a few things that Nikki said. So I went in yesterday and made a bunch of edits. Oh, hello.
Hello.
Oh,
Do you see me
she's
here?
back.
I should probably move
Hello.
you up. Oh, hello. Okay,
Hello.
for that off.
She's back. Um, there were a few things I went and edited slash added in the Google Doc.
Okay, cool.
And she had asked for like imagery for oral histories. And I just said, every time we have a guest, I think it'd be cool if every time we have a guest, we have a picture of them and we put it in black and white.
Mm-hmm.
We can either ask them to submit one or whatever. That might be best. And then I told her that I had put a few things in the Dropbox that were like black and white cassette tape, black
Would
and
you
white
be,
headphones.
if you've got the time today, would you be down to see if you could make us a similar logo to the sticky notes one you made for us for oral histories?
Yeah.
That'd be quite cool.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Definitely.
Um,
Like similar
maybe not
um
necessarily with a hexagon, but just like as just a simplistic logo, um,
yeah.
would be
Do you
cool.
have any initial inklings as to what you would want the
I quite like the font of sticky notes, like the sort of
Yeah.
slanted cursive-y style.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know what color you want to go for. In my head, weirdly, it's like maroon and white, but I feel like then we have too many different color schemes.
Yeah, I feel like we would need it to either be a yellow
Yeah,
or a purple or black and white.
yeah. Which I think it sits more in like beige yellow
Yeah.
or mustard, as Nikki was saying.
Maybe we can do it in black and white and ask them to put the edit over it that they're going to do for the other black and white pictures.
Hmm.
It kind of gives it like a yellowy hue,
Yeah, I'm down with it. I'm
which
not
I think
too
is kind of cool because it
like.
feels like history
Hmm. Yeah,
ish.
whatever it is, I'm not too picky, but I figure it's probably good to have a logo for it because
Yeah,
especially if it ever gets built out, um,
yeah.
if anything.
I'll send some to you today. And then I think that was the only, I need to make my bio longer. Um,
I need to finish up my bio.
I sent her all the links for
I saw her ask, I think about, she's like, at what point do you want me to start logging the directory stuff? I'm gonna try and I'll tell her, I'll respond to her and just say, I'll try to get America or a bits of America on, or some of the major states, but America is going to be quite a time.
Project.
Yeah, because there are just so many of them, states, obviously.
Yeah.
Um, but even if
It was also,
that gets
sorry.
loaded, like once they teach us the back end, or if it's like a thing that like it can auto load, I can just input it into whatever that coding software is, rather than
Yeah.
inputting it into like the sheet.
Yeah. And then the other thing she said, which I thought was really interesting, and then I went back, made some changes, was putting in like benefits as opposed to features of a membership.
Like, yeah.
And yeah, and that was really, it was just interesting to think about because it's true. And so it was a good test for me to go in and be like, okay, yeah, what are people actually? Because to me it's obvious,
Mm-hmm.
but you gotta put it out there. So I made a few changes. They're all in there. And obviously after she builds it out, like I'm not really too worried. Once she builds it out and shows us how to do it, we can always go in
That's
and
my thing. I'm like,
edit
even if
and
it's not
change.
perfect, if she just gets
Yeah.
us on the
Yeah.
tab. Cool.
So that's all very exciting.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say I do have to run.
Yeah, yeah.
We can
Go for it.
look at chopping this episode because it's a chunky episode. We can chop this up into personal life and then business.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we can.
Episodes 7 and 8.
Yeah, or no, 8 and 9.
8 and 9. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's do that because it's a long one.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. Episode 9. Our next one will be 10, which is very
Woo!
exciting.
I'm like, I want to wear like a what's it called?
A party hat or
Party hat.
something.
Yeah. We need to celebrate.
We
After
should.
when I was trying to edit that very first episode, I was like, so how am I gonna keep doing this every week? So it's kind of wild that we're already here.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's very cool. Episode 10,
Fantastic.
Inbound. But thank you for listening.
Thank you,
Episode
Kat.
9.
Bye.
And see you next week. Thanks.